Hello, everyone. I am Dr. B. Also, my full name is Dr. Angelica Benavides. But I am so happy to be here. I have an amazing person with me, and you're going to love her because it's about being fierce, fearless, and just becoming unstoppable. And you're going to meet her today. Her name is Rochelle Marie Lawson. And I want to welcome you, Rochelle, for being here. Thank you for accepting.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
And I'm just going to introduce them a little bit, what you do. And she helps women, she helps them turn their passion into purpose. She helps them to begin to discover, become creative, to become, to have that drive and determination to become unstoppable. Being fierce and fearless and unstoppable takes being adventurous, audacious, confident, and courageous. And of course, daring. And that's what Rochelle does. And I am so glad for you to be here because I'm passionate about helping people dive in to their greatness and then helping them bring it out so that they can really live and leave a legacy in this world, right? To leave their print. So thank you, Rochelle. Tell us a little bit more. I mean, the queen of feeling fabulous. I love it. I love it.
So I'm Rochelle Marie Lawson, and I'm born and raised in Northern California, in Silicon Valley. And I have two businesses that I own that are very successful. My first business is going on its 31st year of being in business, and it's in the telecommunications installation industry. I was the first woman of color to start a business in that industry back in 1990, and it's still going strong today. And I started that business because I had to be fierce, fearless, and unstoppable for one. But I started that business because I couldn't get a job as an electrical engineer in Silicon Valley in the 80s. And so I had to do something, right? Married, had to do something. So we started the business, and we still have it today. And we have customers that have been with us, I'm proud to say, for 30 years. The majority of customers have been with us for 30 years. I think the least amount of customers that have been with us for maybe 25 years, but we have a long relationship with our customers because we do really good work. But on the other aspect, I also am a registered nurse and an Ayurvedic nurse practitioner. And my other business is I'm focused really on helping women to not only turn their passion into purpose, but also to turn that into profit. And so that business is called Blissful Living for You. And that business is a dream lifestyle creation business focused on the pillars of wellness, wisdom, and wealth. That business was started in 2008 and is still going strong today. Originally, it started out as a holistic spa and just was really solely focused on people's health and well-being, which is our greatest asset. But then it evolved into a dream lifestyle creation business that focuses on the pillars of wellness, wisdom, and wealth. And so that's me. My businesses have been, my first business definitely has been a multiple top 50 women-owned business in Silicon Valley. And yeah, that's me.
Wow. And it's amazing, and it's great to hear that you've reached your successes and that you really stepped out into what you consider the greatness, right? And we have ups and downs, and I really want the audience to know, like, what in life, there had to be some obstacles, some challenge in life that really got you and pushed you to get where you are today. Can you kind of share a little story?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll kind of refer this one towards a telecommunications installation company. When I started that business, I was 22 years old. And, I was a girl and I looked like I was 12. And I would say I was a, kind of cute girl back then and looked like I was 12. And it is at that time and still is a male dominated industry because it's a subcontractor for the construction industry. And so, even though I had started the business with my husband, when I was out and about, I wasn't taken serious. As for one, I didn't know what I was talking about because, for one, I'm a female. How could I know anything? And two, that I wasn't the owner of the business, or I had no significant contribution to the company. Or three, I was the secretary, or four, basically somebody's side chick, basically. And I had come up with the guys in the construction industry that would say, you're not going to play in our world and we're not going to let you be successful. And, I'm the type of girl, and have been all my life, the type of girl that if you tell me I can't do something, I'm not going to tell you I can do it. I'm going to show you I can do it. And so I think I just am a naturally a tenacious type of person. And so I had to figure out a strategy as to, what I can do. I didn't think I was going to be accepted, but what I can do to make sure that my company was successfor because we did get work. And right off the bat, we got very large customers. Within the first 30 days, we just got very large customers. But there were still challenges within that part because I was a female, and again, the customers that were running these projects or needed our services that were handling the project management were guys. So they rather dealt with the guy of the business than me because I was a female. So what I did was, it was like, okay, I'm not going to let this stop me. I'm going to be tenacious, and I'm just going to really show these guys a thing or two. So we kind of split up how we did the business, and my husband ran and interfaced with all the contractors and all the project managers, because they were all guys. There was a few ladies, but it was all a guy thing. And then what I did was took the other aspect and just really put the business out throughout the marketplace with regards to the uniqueness of me being a woman owning this type of business, which was a male dominated thing. And the funny thing is, it worked. It just kind of worked when we separated it. It worked, but it was a challenge because we had to go through some struggles and some arguments and some conversations and some negotiations between one another. Not only as husband and wife, but as business partners. And I would see one way and he would see another. But we came together and we finally figured out that if it was going to be successful for me, that I needed to take the lead in where I was best suited, which was kind of being the face and doing the operations and all that stuff, no longer running the cable or doing that aspect of the project. And for him to be successful, I had to put him in the arena where he liked running the cable. He liked interfacing with the guys. They liked him. They rather deal with him. And so it was an eye-opening experience and very challenging for me to handle. Remember, I was only 22 years old. And so figured it out. And, I'm proud to say that, some of those companies, some of those general contractors that did not want to do business with me because I was a female, well, I'm still here and they're not. And so, hey, it goes for just being tenacious and being that woman that's driven and determined. And I looked back and thought, a lot of things that I've been on or have been I wouldn't say privileged to do. I've always been the only female. I'm the only female in my family. All my cousins are boys. I'm the only granddaughter that's on both sides. So I've always been surrounded by male energy, and I know how to handle the guys the way they need to be handled without being sexy with it. I'm just comfortable with guys. And so, but I had to really strategize on that one because it didn't matter if I was comfortable with them. They weren't comfortable with me playing in their playground.
It's really interesting on how we have to tap into, the topic of inclusion and equity, right? And how, as women, we have to step into a role. And not only is it taking courage, because it took a lot of courage for you to say, I'm going to do this, right? But it takes that drive so that you're committed for long term. And I really want to take off my hat for you on that, because it takes more than courage. It takes commitment. It takes drive. And then again, it does take passion. I mean, you must be passionate about what you're doing because it's already 30 years you said?
Yeah.
Doing this?
I really don't know how that happened because I'm only 29 years old. So I really don't know.
Were you one?
I must have been. I mean, I was always told that I was a brilliant child. No, I'm kidding.
I love it. I love it. So we are here with Power Talk, Ask the Experts. So if you are joining now or you're joining this as a replay, go ahead and ask any questions that you want. Put hashtag replay. And today, Rochelle Marie Lawson is here. So we are talking about fears, fearless, and I have to correct that. And then tapping into your creative part of you, and how do you go in there and go after what you want? Like, what can people really do when they step into a situation like you have, where we become more inclusive and more part of a society that still is dealing with, well, you're female, or I'm going to call it the word race because I'm Hispanic Latina, and I've experienced that challenge myself. So how do we deal with that aspect and then still standing strong in what we're committed and doing? I mean, what are some of the things you would suggest?
So, as a woman of color, this goes to all of us women of color, and even the Caucasian women, because they are a color as well. Mm-hmm. But just to women of color, to stand in the challenge of being, I don't want to say accepted, to move forward with regards to whatever you're doing, and you might have some male apprehension, or some male not really feeling comfortable about it, and making waves for you, which happened a lot for me, believe it or not. The first thing I have to say is you have to be confident, and you have to have confidence within yourself, and confidence in your abilities. Okay. If you're talented, if you're smart, if you have skills and knowledge base, don't ever let somebody shake that confidence within you by telling you they're not going to let you do something, or they're holding you back because of the color of your skin or your gender. Because if you have that confidence is what is the little, I say, when you have the barbecue girl, and and it's starting to simmer down, the cold charcoal is starting to simmer down. It's like, I want to say, it's the time when you want to pop out and make the s'mores. The fire is still hot, but it's just simmering. But if you touch it, it'll burn the heck out of you. That's what you have to do. You have to keep that fire within you. It's going to be hurtful. Remember, I was 22 years old when this was happening. And I have to tell you that are watching, I was really shy. I was really, really, really shy. But I was confident in my abilities, and I knew that no one could take my knowledge base or my skill set away from me. All they had to do was give me a chance. And so I had to figure out how to get that chance. And that's when we decided to be strategic with it and put him out as far as the people that would deal with him, right? That was a very strategic aspect. But I had the confidence because I knew that I had the skill set and abilities. And I know me, I'm a type A personality, and I'm a perfectionist. And I'm a recovering perfectionist and a recovering type A personality. Not really. I just know how to channelize that energy better. But I knew that if they just gave us a chance, they would see the work, and it would blow them away. And I always was very confident with the skills that my technicians had. So I never let that little smoldering s'mores charcoal fire die down, because I just knew. Another thing is I would like to share is the moment someone is you get that feeling that they're like not feeling you because of whatever, you're a woman or your color. Whenever you get that feeling, it's a good time to take a step back. And when I say take a step back, I'd say mentally in your head, take a step back, because the first reaction is you want to come back and you want to, prove yourself. You want to say something. You want to attack them back, so to speak. But that is exactly what they're wanting. So then they can say, well, see, you're a woman, you're emotional. That's why, right? You never want to give them a reason, even though you might be hormonal in that time of the month. You never want to give a reason for someone to say that, or someone to hold you back because you fell into a least action pathway. And I'll talk about that in a minute. So you just want to take a step back in your mind. Take 3 deep breaths. They always work for me, because that'll give you some clarity. It allows some more oxygen to circulate into your bloodstream and go into your brain. And it'll just give you a moment. And then you can proceed forward with your response to whatever, whether it's to walk away, whether it's to respond in a respectful manner, whether it's to, pull out your marketing stuff or your qualifications and, or get into dialogue about that. It gives you a moment to step back and reflect so that when you come back at that response, you come back again with that confidence. Okay. And so that's the other thing I would say. The other thing is, because we have only control of our thoughts, believe it or not, that's the only thing that in this body that we have that we can control. And that taking that step back allows you to control the thoughts that are like probably rushing in negative, or you just want to tell this person something, and allows you to control the thoughts. But it also helps you to stop from going down what I call least action pathways. And least action pathways are these pathways that we developed when we were children that we automatically do when something occurs in our life. Okay. For instance, when someone starts fussing at you, you either, you might have a tendency to go down your least action pathway where you just completely withdraw, clam up, don't say nothing, feel defeated and defended inside, or you lash out, and give them a thing or two, or and it's not going to be appropriate, right? Or you just don't say anything and you do the passive aggressive stuff. That's the least action pathway. It's things that we've done over and over and over when someone has done something to us and we responded this way. And you think about it, about the pathways, like when animals make, particularly like in Texas, like where I live, the deer and the feral cats they walk a certain path, and they've walked that path so long that every other animal, skunk, possum, raccoon, all follow this path because it's so worn. They don't have to try to figure out where they need to go. It's just a worn, comfortable path. And that's what a least action pathway is for us. However, they're not always correct and they're not always beneficial to us. And so when you learn to identify when you're responding in a certain manner to whatever it is, and you're going down that, I say, least action pathway road, then you put yourself back into full control of your response to whatever it is that's confronting you, such as someone, poo-pooing you because of your gender, your color, so on, and don't want to give you that opportunity to shine. So those are 3 really good things that I would say to do. Of course, meditation always helps, and starting your day with meditation, because it helps to bring a sense of calm and balance in you, peace and joy, happiness in you. I like to say orgasmic bliss that you can't get other than doing the thing, so to speak. But it just sets a tone for you to start your day. And if you practice just 5 minutes a day, just sitting and just breathing, or, repeating positive affirmations with your eyes closed and things of that nature, you will have different experiences. And again, the more you do it, the more you'll set up that least action pathway. I like to say the highest action pathway, so to speak. You take the high ground and you'll be able to respond to things amazingly different, because you'll be calm, centered, grounded, confident, and you will take that step back and know not to go down that least action pathway, but to go to that higher action pathway. So
I love it. I love those 3 points that you gave. And it's really important. Like, I love meditation because it helps me recenter. And I meditate every morning and every evening, because I know that I need to be able to let go of the things that I didn't like during the day, and then recenter and begin to focus on what I truly want in my lifetime, right? So I really love what you're saying. And I want everybody who's out there, like, you need to reach out to Rochelle Marie. She is an amazing businesswoman, entrepreneur, the queen of feeling fabulous. and it's a beautiful place to be, and to own that, these titles that we come up with. I'm known as the queen of connections and also the ultimate legacy builder. And I love that. And we need to be able to connect and step into that greatness, right?
Yes, own it. Because sometimes we step into our 5-inch heels, but we're not. When we go to strut our walk, we're not owning it. We're wearing the heels, but we're not owning them, and we need to own that.
Exactly. So you need to own who you are, right? Who do you want to be? If you're going through that transition, it's okay to go through it, because there's cycles of life, there's phases of life. and figure out, who are you now? Where do you want to go and where do you want to be? So you can connect with Rochelle, and she has amazing programs. I'm going to allow her to share them again. And go ahead and share some that will really empower women to connect with you.
So, with regards to things that I have to offer, I would say the very best way is to find me on Facebook. And I don't mean say find me, you can just type my name in, Rochelle Lawson, because I have a group on Facebook called the Unstoppable Woman's Group. And it's a group that I created designed to connect women, to empower women, to inspire, motivate. We network. We support each other. We bounce things off of each other. We unify, and we help to build and elevate women around the world. And we not only that, I'm happy to say that I'm a supporter of our women's veterans that are actually invisible in our society. And I want to bring that message to the forefront, because if you think about it, those gals in combat are fierce, fearless, and unstoppable, and they have to be. But yet and still, here in the United States, we don't see our women vets. We don't see them on TV. When you think about when you hear the word veteran, you think automatically of a man, because that's all we see. But our girls are in combat just like the fellas. And in fact, I have had family members and good friends that are females that have done some really amazing things for their service to our country. And so I support the women's veterans. And in this effort of us all joined together in this group, there's some amazing things that happen. Like, you never know who you may connect with. I connected with you, Angelica. You know what I'm saying? You just never know who you may connect with when you step up to the plate. And I say, don't be afraid, because fear is just false evidence appearing real. So don't ever be afraid to reach out to someone. Like, if you want to, talk to Dr. Angelica, reach out to her, reach out to me. If you stay quiet, no one ever knows what you need, and we can't help you. And so that's another reason why I started the Unstoppable Women's Group. So people can come, ladies can come and get help, support, bounce things off. You got a business idea, you have something you're passionate about, you want to, see how it's going to go before you put it out there and put money into it, or whatever the case may be. You got health issues, or you got something healthy that works wonderfully. This is a place to share with other women around the world, to elevate all of us and unite us so that we can be the change agents to make the world a better place.
Thank you. And Marty Lasso. Hello, Marty. Thank you for your amazing words. She says she hires veterans first. So
thank you. You understand what I'm talking about, Marty. Thank you so much.
Marty.
Thank you.
This is Marty to you. And all we want to say here today, for those of you that are watching either now or the replay, like, step into your greatness. And this is the moment to connect with people all over the world. I mean, a big portal opened up, and we need to connect, reach out, and really help women and men to reach that transformation that they're looking for. Right now, a lot of people are looking to transform because of the changes that COVID, the vaccines, I mean, so many things are happening. Here in Texas, we had a big storm that we've never had before. But how do you deal with chaos? And even in the midst of chaos, how do you reach your greatness? How do you stand in your greatness, not only to support yourself and your family, but to support others in the world, right? That's what I'm about, and that's what Rochelle is about. So connect with us. I do want to invite those of you that are watching, like, in a few minutes, I'm going to start the peer-to-peer mastermind, where I discovered that a lot of times we have dreams, we have desires, we have hopes, but that's all they are. And that's how they stay. And I want to inspire you and help you with other peer support so you can become accountable. And maybe you're frozen with an idea, or you don't know what the next step is. And here, you're going to discover what that next step is. So you take that milestone that is required so you can achieve the success that you truly desire. So come and join us. It's free this month in April, so you have nothing to lose. Come and join us. I was going to call you Marty. I apologize. Marty.
My other personality.
Yes. Marty says Recruiter of the Year, State of California, 2003. Hey, Marty, congratulations.
Yay!
Marty, we're going to have to bring you on the show, Marty. So I will connect with you, Marty. But again, connect with Rochelle. And it's Rochelle Lawson. That's how you're going to find her on Facebook. And then I am Dr. Angelica Benavides. Connect with us. And we are all about empowering people. So thank you, Rochelle. And I hope you join us in a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be there.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.